Hi, Julio. Good afternoon. Hello? There you go. Can you hear my voice?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Is it um is it clear?
I'm putting um something on my face like body care.
Skincare, like your
It says body care.
body care. Okay, so is it
Feels
for
good.
like is it like it's something like a moisturizer that will hydrate your face? Or is it just an alcohol?
This Steph. This Steph. My
Oh.
mom has been using it for massages. I don't know why.
All right. So again, good afternoon. So we are going to continue where we finished the last session, and that would be the introduction about science. Okay, so our last session was all about climate change and how it affects the environment through flooding and drought. And also, I discussed to you or understand or the understanding science as a way of thinking, a process, and a product. So I also use simple examples to connect the ideas to real life. Okay, we'd work on also on organizing thoughts with a mind map. Okay, showing that science um, that you know science clearly and you can apply it to everyday situations. Okay, so now we're going to
Science is
discuss.
mostly everything.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about scientific method now. Okay? So Julio, this page or here in our screen, the first up is scientific method. Can you please read this one?
Oh, wait.
Okay.
A scientific method is a logical and rational order of steps of answering questions about the world. It relies on data and involves four key processes: making observations, formulating a hypothesis, doing an experiment, and drawing a conclusion.
Okay, so this
Making observations.
hold on.
Obs-
Hold on. Scientific method. Okay. So the scientific method is a step-by-step way of answering questions about the world. It helps scientists, okay, and students like you find reliable answers instead of just guessing. So it is logical. Okay? Make sense and rational, okay, based on a reason. So the scientific method has four main parts. The first one is making observation, so like looking closely at something and we notice details. Then second step is formulating a hypothesis. So this is like a hypothesis is a smart guess or prediction based on what you observe. Then we have step three, like doing an experiment where you test your step two, which is your hypothesis, by setting up a fair test. And then drawing a conclusion. So after the experiment, you study the results and decide if your hypothesis was correct or not. Okay, so the scientific method is important because it makes sure answers are based on evidence and not just opinions. Okay? It helps scientists discover new knowledge and improve old ideas. So it can be used in everyday life, um, like solving problems at home, in school, or in the community. So it's kind of like solving a puzzle. Like each step helps you fit the piece together until you see the whole picture. Okay, so I saw your message. Is it really emergency that you need to go to the toilet?
My P is my
Okay, okay. If you cannot
my
control it, hold it anymore. Go on. Make it fast.
you're muted.
Okay, so Julio, again, the scientific method is your like toolbox for learning about the world. So first, you have to observe, then you make a guess, which is hypothesis, test it with an experiment, and finally you conclude. So this process makes science trustworthy and helps us understand nature better. Now, we are going to continue, or let's talk about making observations, which is the first step. Okay, so it is all about making observations in science. So observations are the starting point of of any scientific study. So they mean you noticing details using your senses like sight, smell, touch, taste, and hearing. Okay, so I want you to read making observation first. This part po.
Okay. Damn.
Ahem.
All scientific studies begin with observation.
Eh,
Observation. Oh,
super fast. You will not understand.
sorry.
You won't be
I'm
able
trying
to
not to.
understand what you're reading.
Okay. All scientific studies begin with observation. Observation are done using their senses. When you observe your record, re- observe, you recognize properties such as color, odor, shape, and texture. The data gathered using the senses are referred to as qualitative data. Sometimes, when ob- observing, you make use of tools such as a ruler, spring, spring balance thermometer, and graduated cylinder. The data gathered using these tools are called quan- quantitative data.
Quantitative.
Quantitative data.
Observations, however,
Okay, okay, okay. Observations, however, do not need to direct. For example, atomic nuclei and magnetism cannot be perceived directly using the senses, but their effects on other objects can be observed directly. Most of the time,
most of the time you make
most
an
of the time you make an inference from an observation. An inference is a statement of an idea drawn out of observation, which is the basis for making a model. A model is using visually explaining something that is not easily seen or understood.
okay. So based on what you've read, what did you understand?
There is something called the quantitative data, and it's where you observe and you make use of tools such as ruler, spring balance, and the thermometer and the graduated cylinder.
Okay. So
The
there
data gathered is is named the data gathered using these tools are called quantitative data.
Okay,
Continue.
there are two types of data you can gather from observations. The first that you've mentioned is quantitative data. So that's information you measure using tools like rulers, thermometers, balance, or graduated cylinders. What is the other one, Julio?
Um, wait, just find it. Just wait. What is it? I don't know.
They have different spelling. It's quantitative and qualitative.
Oh yeah.
Quantitative. Okay, so
Don't
can
rub it on my face. Don't rub.
okay, try to explain what is qualitative data.
Okay. Qualitative data is sometimes where when you observe, when observing, you make uses for tools like ruler, spring balance,
No,
thermometer, and
qualitative, quality. The one that you've mentioning, like tools, that's
oh,
quantitative.
okay. It's
You're not
you-
understanding what you're reading.
I was looking at qualitative data and I was continuing. I didn't know it was behind.
Okay, so
Okay,
you're just reading it. You're not understanding
such
it. Mm-hmm.
hush mode.
Okay.
When you observe, you recognize properties such as color, odor, shape, and texture. The data gathered using the senses are referred as the qualitative data.
Okay. So in your own answer, what is qualitative data based on what you've read? And also quantitative.
Um, Qualitative data is where you use something like something that I don't know explain it, but I'm gonna just start with quantitative. Quantitative is when you observe tools that are used from science like rulers, spring balance, thermometer, and graduated cylinder. Qualitative data is when you observe your senses like odor, color, shape, and texture.
Okay, so again, when making observations, there are two types of data that you can gather. Qualitative data is the information you get using your senses, okay? For the color, shape, texture, and odor. So, quantitative data is the information you measure using tools, like what you've said again and again, rulers, thermometers, balances, or graduated cylinders. How about inference? What did you understand about inference?
Inference? Where?
Okay, by reading this again, what did you understand about inference?
Wait, wait, let me see. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay. So science also uses inference, which is an idea or explanation based on your observations and models, which are visual or physical representations to explain things that are hard to see directly. Inference is an idea or explanation that is based on your observations. Okay, so it shows here pictures. Okay, look at this one. So this page shows two pictures, 4 potted plants, 2 healthy and 2 wilted. A girl sitting outdoors under the sun fanning herself. So the text asks you, like, based on the picture below, which statements are observations, which are inferences. So the text asks you to separate observations, what you directly see, from inferences, what you think or conclude based on what you see. So observations is directly seen. Observations. So what? In this part, like there are 4 plants. It does not rain much. The weather is hot. The girl is fanning herself. The girl feels warm. The sun is shining. The plants need water. So there are 7 sentences that you need to separate, which are the observations directly seen and inferences, ideas based on observation. For example,
Okay. What?
I'm gonna put here the observation. We're making we're answering an activity.
Okay. Can I? So this topic is just observing. Observing.
Making an observation. Again, the text asks you to separate observations, what you directly see, from inferences, what you think or conclude based on what you see. For example, there are 4 plants. So, is it observation or inference? Is this directly seen, or you are making an inference that you can see 4 plants?
Which one? The first one?
What? Yes. Where? What? Which is the 4 plants? It's in the It's in the first picture, right?
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
so if I'm gonna separate them, the number 1, which is there are 4 plants, it's here. There are 4 plants. And infer, what can you
Inference.
see?
For inference, it does not rain much.
Okay.
And the weather is hot is inference again.
The weather is hot.
Wait. Wait. I thought this one was its row. This one is its row. I did not know. It's just a bunch of scrambled. Sorry. Like I was saying, the weather is hot is observation. The girl is fanning herself is observation.
Hold
The
on, hold
girl
on.
feels warm.
The weather is hot. And then the girl is fanning herself. Is what?
Is observation.
Okay.
Also, the girl feels warm is inference. The sun is shining is observation. The plants need water is observation.
Hmm. Six and seven. The sun is shining. The plants
Don't say
need
that.
water.
Don't say that. Don't say that ever again. Never.
Six. The sun is shining. Seven. The plants need water. Okay. First, the sun is shining. Is it observation or inference?
Observation?
Okay, that's observation because you can observe
Because you
that
can see it.
it's shining based on the picture. The plants need water. It's inference. Because why?
Because they're dying. You can
Okay.
see it.
So notice the difference saying there are four plants in an observation because you can see it. Okay, you can see it that there are four plants. And then saying
Turn on.
the plants need water is an inference because you are making a conclusion based on what you see. So you can see that there are four plants and the two plants are dying. So what you need to do is they need water. So you infer because you are making a conclusion based on what you see. Okay? So observing.
I checked my phone and I just got I just got sound grenaded.
Yeah, I
I'm so
heard.
sad.
Yeah, I heard. I heard it. It's okay. So, again, observations are the first step of the scientific method. They help scientists ask questions like, why are some plants healthy while others are wilted? Why is the girl fanning herself? So these questions lead to investigations, experiments, and eventually new knowledge. So without careful observations, science cannot begin. So Julio, this lesson teaches you that science starts with observing carefully. Okay? Observation gives us facts, while inferences give us possible explanations. Both are important, but you must always separate what you see directly from what you think based on what you see. That's the difference between observation and inferences. Are we clear? This skill will help you become a better scientist and problem solver someday if you want to be a scientist. Okay, so do you have any question to our step one in
Another
scientific method?
okay, this is I remember 2020, the COVID
Mm-hmm.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in online classes, and to get in the class, you have to like press the subject and get and join.
Mm-hmm.
Press join. And so when I saw the profile picture of science, there's like little bottles, and scientists um they like put chemical to something
Yeah,
happens.
like the tube
It's an explosion,
experiment. Yeah,
and I was
experiment.
so excited.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I liked it. I was like, "Ooh, we're gonna make a bomb!" And I was so excited. I joined immediately, and I was just bamboozled into just learning what the difference between mammals and animals are. And I never And that's why I have trust issues.
So you got disappointed.
I
So
wanted to
you
make it a bomb. The only the only thing that was close to a bomb was a volcano, and that
yeah,
was
volcano.
boring.
Um,
That was kind of boring. I wanna I wanna I wanna make a bomb so I could throw it at the math teacher. I'm
no.
just kidding. Joking,
Joke,
joking.
joke lang, joking.
I'll throw it at the principal.
Hmm?
Nothing. Must have been the wind.
Okay. So again, we've talked about making an observation. So this is the first step that you need to do before we proceed on making a hypothesis. This one. So hypothesis, I'm just giving you a little info about hypothesis. Hypothesis is a possible answer to a question. So it's also called an educated guess because it is based on careful thinking and observations, not just random guessing. Okay, so let's have a short break and we will continue studying the steps in a scientific method. All right, Julio, did you understand? Thank you so much, and I'll call you again. Bye bye.
Bye bye.